Ladies and gentlemen, dear investors, dear friends, welcome back to the second session of Seed Forum Reykjavik this morning, perhaps the even more important part with the company presentations. We are today presenting 8 companies in Seed Forum Reykjavik, whereof 5 companies are from Iceland and 3 companies are from Norway. All companies have been trained through an extensive pitch training process. They have been nominated by key persons in the various innovation systems of Iceland and Norway. They have been evaluated and selected to present here today. And we do look forward to present to you 8 as much as possible investor-ready opportunities for investments this morning. The first company presenting today is eager to go to stage while the company is presenting, as also for the remaining 7 months. Please do not hesitate to prepare questions during each of the presentations, as we will allow a couple of questions after each of the presentations. The first company presenting this morning is reKode from Reykjavik, and the company is being presented by its Chief Executive Officer, Rachel Sönadottir. And if I understand correctly, Rachel is also appointed the Nerd of the Year in Iceland in 2013. Welcome to Seed Forum Reykjavik.
Thank you. When I was a kid, I didn't fit into the educational system. I was boxed. Each and every day, I went into obstacles at school. Those obstacles made me question myself and my strengths. Fortunately, I got my first computer when I was 9, a Sinclair Spectrum. This was something I was actually really good at, programming my own games. But unfortunately, the school system hasn't changed. They're still putting our children into the same box as they did 30 years ago. What's even worse is that even though we have all this technology, we're only producing users of technology instead of creators. This in turn, we're building up a huge gap between the need from the industry regarding people in tech. We have a solution to this problem. We're going to reKode education in line with technology. We're going to build up reKode centers based on an in-house methodology that has been developed over the last 10 years. A unique methodology based on research studies in psychology, education, and technology to teach kids how to code from the age of 6. And yes, children from the age of 6 can learn how to code, and so can you. Our methodology is based on using 3D environment. We use peer teaching a lot because, let's face it, the kids are much smarter than we are in learning new technology. Gamification motivates the kids. We are connecting to the industry. We have programmers from the industry coming up, meeting the kids, so the kids can see the spark in a programmer's eyes when he's coding thousands of lines. Positivity. That's a key factor in our methodology. We're not only teaching the kids how to code, we're also teaching them to build up positive aspects towards technology. We were founded in July 2011 after receiving the nomination of Seed of the Year. Since then, over 1,000 children have had reKode training, 100 teachers, and many of those teachers have already started to implement our methodology into their school curriculum. We have an award-winning student, Ólína Helga. She won a US programming competition held by the FBI and Carnegie Mellon University. She's not only our first guinea pig to try out the methodology, she's also an assistant teacher at our company and my daughter. not enough to have an award-winning student. We need to have a research base, and we need to stamp our methodology with research studies. So that's what we have been doing. We stamp our studies. What we noticed and what we found out in our latest study is that kids, they get significantly better in math after only 10 hours of reKode training. They get better in languages, and they even get much smarter, and that's based on a higher IQ score. This combined led us to the place where we were nominated as one of the top 10 companies by Forbes of the companies that were at South by Southwest. Iceland is our home market and our research base, but the primary market is the US market, a huge market. We're going to start by building up a prototype center in Washington State, and then replicate that center in New York City. These centers will be our own centers, and after that, we are ready to launch the franchise model and go to the whole of the US market and then the world. Our growth model is built on doubling in size each and every 18 months. We will base our revenues on the franchisees will pay a starting fee, and then they will pay 20% monthly fee based on turnover. In 3 years, our revenue will have exceeded expenses. And in 8 years' time, we will be growing an exponential profit of over $8 million. Our core team has a diverse background. We're positive, and we have the energetic Viking blood inside our veins. Our diverse background lies in psychology, technology, business, and marketing. And we have an experience in exit. Our board members are exceptionally talented, and we can go to them for advices whenever we need. They have both experience in business in the startup scene and also the corporate scene. We're looking for an apartment, we're looking for a partner investor that brings in $2.5 million to build up the center in Washington, the center in New York, and to start the franchise model and get us started. Exit strategy is trade sale, either to collaborating businesses or a competitor. But I have to underline, we are a passionate company, and we are not that into exiting ourselves. Investing in us gives you the opportunity to reKode education and build up the next generation, a generation that will change the world beyond technology.
Are there any questions for Rachel? Any questions, please? Yes, Helga Malfeldt.
Our uniqueness. Okay, we're unique in that we have a research stamp. So the competitors, most of them are online, but we have an offline courses, so we have a better support network, and we're not only about teaching programming. So we're building up self-esteem with the kids as well, and sparking interest in technology. Most of the other competitors, the kids already have interest when they get started.
Are there further questions? Further questions, please? Yes, please.
I actually have three.
Three very short questions.
Question one about you know about girls. The trouble is, how are you going to, I wonder about how to overcome this parents' own bias in tending to sign up their boys for such classes, but not their girls.
We're actually going to start a new course for mothers.
Second question.
Second question, franchising. Okay, it's pretty easy to train you franchise, you're McDonald's and you franchise to someone. It's pretty easy. In your case, don't you have to put in quite a lot of effort to train your franchisee to deliver the quality that should be a hallmark of reKode?
Yeah, we have a certification model, so each and every partner needs to go through an intensive certification process. And we use a lot of psychologists instead of, because we're lacking people in tech. So it's much more easier to train psychologists to be good at teaching code instead of train the programmers to reach out to people.
Your third short question, Deepa. The shortest question.
Yeah, shortest question. It's like the most basic question, though. Okay. I have a baby daughter. I don't know if I would enroll her in your classes. The reason is that in order to interact with computers, it definitely shapes the way that you think. And I don't know if at such an early age, I would want her thinking to be shaped such that her ability to interact with computers is optimized.
Okay, if I can answer that one. Our methodology is based on giving them a chance to create on their own. We don't put them into the same box. I've been in that box and I'm never going back in. So that's what we want to teach the kids as well. Be creative on their own.
Final question, a short one. What?
Does training in programming for kids affect other studies?
Yeah, it does. They get better in math. They get better in languages. Even learning how to code with the reKode training session, you will get better in Icelandic. So we're looking forward to doing more research studies in the US market and see if the US kids are as motivated as the Icelandic kids to grow bigger and smarter.
Rachel, if you get this money, are you going to stay in Iceland or are you going to move to the US?
I'm moving in July.
Very good. Thank you very much. Thank you. Next exciting investment opportunity today is Controlant. From Reykjavik, the company is being presented by its Chief Executive Officer and founder, Stefan Karlsson. Welcome to Seed Forum.
Thank you very much, Einar. It's a pleasure to be here. Controlant's vision is to be the preferred partner in quality control solutions for asset tracking and the monitoring of perishable goods. And let me, first of all, present to you the team that's going to realize this vision. I'm very proud to say, actually, that the core team has been with the company for 8 years, developing a unique product for cold chain monitoring. It's a highly qualified team of individuals, and along the way we've also had some new shareholders coming in with other experiences, commercial experiences, etc. What we have developed is a solution based on 3 main elements. We're talking about wireless hardware structure, a centralized database, and a web-based interface, all of which have been fully developed by Controlant. Now the market, we can divide our market into 3 main markets. It's the pharmaceutical market, the food market, and the logistics market. The pharmaceutical market, in all industries actually, you're facing that the requirements for a supply chain overview are getting stricter and stricter. and the demand in the pharmaceutical market is ever increasing. The market for cold chain monitoring, which is monitoring cold storage products between 2 and 8 degrees, is at $8 billion in the year 2013. It's been growing annually at a rate of 15% and is expected to grow continuously. Now, another thing about the pharmaceutical market is that the regulation is also moving towards what we call the ambient explosion. That is, they're not only monitoring and documenting cold chain products, but also room temperature products. So this is very important. As well, the food market is not as developed when it comes to monitoring temperature or asset tracking, but this market has high growth potential. Now, the logistics market is more focused on the asset tracking part. A typical customer for Controlant, or typical customers for Controlant today, are specialized pharmaceutical wholesalers, distributors. We're talking supermarket chains, pharmacies, hospitals, etc. The solution is used both stationary and for cold chain monitoring or transport monitoring. So, to understand the competitive advantage of Controlant, I need to tell you a bit about the market need and the challenges that the market or the companies in the market are facing. Now, with the ever-increasing demand for this type of monitoring, the companies are facing that it's a very difficult task to keep this overview. There's a lack of real-time information. There's a lack of supply chain overview. And as the regulation gets stricter, it becomes more clear that we need more efficiency for the systems. So that's why automation is a key element in Controlant solution and a key element in sustaining the competitive advantage of the company. Typically, of course, we have a lot of competitors. For example, in the pharmaceutical market, there's nothing new about temperature monitoring. The pharmaceutical market has been doing that for 15, 20 years. But all the competitors, I can say, have been focusing on passive solutions. We're seeing much manual work needed to keep the temperature monitoring tracked. And this is also happening with asset tracking. You all know RFIDs. The main difference between our products and RFIDs, for example, is that our signal is always active in the wireless sensors network we have created through the years. Now, Controlant is obviously a unique company, and I'm proud to be a part of it. We have a thorough IP strategy, which is very important in our line of industry. The protocol, first of all, is proprietary and will stay proprietary. The protocol means that our products have a lot of technological advantages. It means that we can have up to 10-year battery lifetime on a sensor, which is transmitting every single minute. But we don't want the protocol out in the open, so we keep that proprietary. With regards to patents, we already have filed 4 patents, and they are all aimed at, or the strategy is aimed at, protecting the automation in the system. And obviously, as well, we have trademark protection. The business model, the picture on the left is actually a picture of the last 24 months for the company. I know it looks a big growth, but obviously, I mean, we are in a growth phase at the moment. The way we do it is that we install the base at our customers. Sometimes they are purchasing the equipment, the hardware, they're leasing the hardware, but we always have some kind of recurring revenue. We do that through license fees or service fees. And it's important to remember that the thing that our customer is buying is the information in the system. This also means that when we have the centralized database that we have a massive amount of information lying there, and it's just a matter of what does the customer want, how does he want the information presented. So that means we can offer a lot of add-on services as well as consultancy. Last but not least, to talk about an investment opportunity. The green countries are the countries we are already in. The current status of the company is that we have around 200 customers in 6 countries. It's been growing relatively fast in the last few months. The 3-year budget anticipates that we have a revenue of 1.6 million euros this year, expected to be 4 million euros in 2014 and 8 million euros in 2015. Now, according to our plan, there's always a plan, isn't it? And according to our plan, we have a capital need. We'll be looking for investors in the year 2014 at the amount of 3 million euros. And this is to be used. We have opened a subsidiary in Denmark, where we are operating our sales in Scandinavia, but we want to move further down Europe, and we also want to start entering the US market. An exit strategy for an investor coming in would always be through a trade sale. But these things I will be happy to discuss further in the networking session later on. And I would like to thank you very much for your attention, and if you have any questions, please bring them on.
Thank you. Thank you. Are there questions for Stefan? Questions, please. Yes, please.
Okay, Stefan, that was a great presentation. I like you've got strong IP, patents, revenue, clients, recurring revenue, good domain expertise, and scalable business. So you ticked all the things I asked for earlier. So great, well done. You mentioned your competition using manual solutions and being more passive, whereas you've got an automated solution. Are your competitors an opportunity for you to sell on a licensing model to sell your automated solution?
Yes, thank you, Ian. That's a good question. Yes, it definitely would be. The market is used to these passive solutions. I mean, this is obviously the market has been using this solution for years, and we actually have some big competitors. A company called Sensitech, which has thousands of employees, and they basically own the market, both in Europe and the USA. But our solution has a competitive advantage over their solution. Definitely, this has been confirmed by major players in the pharmaceutical market, actually. But obviously, the size for us is a problem compared to them. So that's the challenge that we are facing. But definitely, the solution can be sold to them, if that's what you're referring to.
Further questions?
They know about us.
Yes, please.
Yeah, thanks for the presentation. I'm just wondering, you seem to be offering like a whole solution for the hardware and the software. Which one of those? Are you more of a hardware company? Is that your competitive advantage? Or are you using your own software? Are you using other people's software with the hardware? Where does the value lie in the hardware and the software in this particular market?
It's a very good question. As I said, the development has been going on for 8 years. And that's partly because, I think we have a very strong foundation within the company because we control the hardware development, we control the centralized database fully, and we also fully control the development of the web-based software. So it's all ours.
Further questions? Any further questions? Yes, please.
Maybe related to that question, how well does it play with other people's software? You're talking about proprietary protocols and closing the IP kind of it. There might be some kind of push for maybe making things open to interface with other software out there. Is that the case?
Yes, we are not keen on doing that, but we have opened our system to other software solutions. We have done that in the past and are capable to do that, but in the end, it's all up to the customer. What does the customer require?
Is there a final question? Yes, please.
It's good. I have the CTO in the room. Is it okay, Steinar, if he answers this final question?
Yes, that would be fine. Yes, absolutely.
That would be fine? Okay.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next company presenting is TravelMetrics, all the way from Oslo, Norway. The company is being presented by its founder and Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Sean Tunky. Welcome to the center of the world. Welcome to Iceland.
Thank you, Steinar. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here today to present a very exciting investment opportunity of big data. And we're here to explore the opportunities of unique hosting opportunities here in Iceland. TravelMetrics creates unique business intelligence value from global tourism and travel industry data. We are developing an innovative software-as-a-service platform for the industry and the tour operators to provide more commercially resilient services. The market is the travel and tourism, and it's the worldwide tourist arrivals. That is today over 1 billion travelers. This industry and this market is an explosive growth, and it's expected to reach 1.5 billion within the next 8 years. Sorry. Target market. We are targeting the global tour operators. The industry is highly fragmented with tens of thousands of different companies, but we have identified our niche, and that is the top 100 global tour operators of the world. And to give an example of the US, 75% of the transactions is done by the 4 largest players, and the top 100 globally accounts for 60%. The need. Tour operators are in a high-risk situation today because mobile and social media technologies is fundamentally changing their industry and the way people get travel advice and engage when they're traveling. The future is the growth of sharing. So we enable the tour operators to take advantage of and leverage social currency, social network theory, and business intelligence 3.0. I have been very fortunate to bring on board an exceptional management team. Our Chief Marketing Officer, Mr. Alan Moore, is regarded as a global thought leader and an author within social marketing intelligence and how mobile is transforming industries. He actually wrote a book about social marketing intelligence several years ago, and his latest book is about how mobile is transforming industries on a fundamental scale. I've also been very fortunate to have an amazing product team that happen to be former Opera Software employees. Here with me today is Mr. Philip Grunwald. My background, I have done a similar product distribution handoff that I'm doing today over the last 3 years, and been a pioneering researcher within Mobile 2.0, connected to the Norwegian University of Technology and Science. But my background, my family comes from the international hospitality and the travel industry, so I actually grew up in this industry. And I'm also a former Opera Software employee. We are in a unique situation today within our competitive landscape, and we are in what is called a blue ocean situation. As you can see, with the brands, you know, like Hotel.com, Expedia, these have the network of travelers, but there's something new happening in the industry, and that is the advent of big data. Google is in big data, big time, but they don't have the network of travelers yet. They have spent the last years acquiring several industry-related companies for over €1 billion and are now moving heavily into this sector. This is an overview of our platform. The travelers that are out traveling today is more than 1 billion of them. They generate so much content. So our platform is made to capture this content. And our unique IPR is our social currency engine and the churning of big data. So through our 3 revenue streams, business tools, travel analytics, and business intelligence, we enable the global tour operators to provide more commercially resilient services. And we have also developed a next generation loyalty program that take advantage of social media in a way that does not exist today and enable new forms of social media marketing. We have 3 big data revenue streams. The first one is our transactional model that all our clients need. But our unique values come from revenue stream number 2 and 3, that are the analytics and business intelligence 3.0 insights. We are launching this product with our global partners that we are now seeking out in 18 months. And to develop this product, we need plus €2 million to complete the development and to launch with our partners. We have done the incubator round in Norway and finalized the incubator funding. And we are taking it from research and now through incubator phase over 6 months, and now we are entering the seed stage. So we are here today looking for €500,000 to start with the product design and finalize that, and to secure the European trial partnerships. We are doing a trade sale within 2015, and this is not a classic exit. We have built this company specifically to sell it to the tour operators, because that's the only way we can leverage this big data opportunity, because they need to own this company themselves, or they will never give us the data, because if we get bought by Google, that's a big threat for them. So that is why we are creating a consortium of players that we are selling this to within 2015. And the key thing is that the tour operators cannot do this by themselves. They need to go in the consortium to harness the power of big data. And this is an opportunity I basically spotted after 7 years of research. I saw this. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there questions for Sean? Questions for Sean, please. Any questions? Yes, Helga?
Yeah.
Oh, Deepa, sorry.
That's okay. I was wondering, so you're talking about selling to one of these players, the edgy.
No, we are actually building a strategic alliance, a consortium of these players, and selling the company to them as a consortium. So they will take over the product in the company. So they will actually build this into a big business. You know, we are building. My profession is to build founding structures of companies. So that's what I'm doing, building the founding structure and the product, and then handing it over to be further developed with them and taken to the global stage.
Oh, that's great, because I was going to say, why not do something like that, or license to many players.
All right, further questions?
Any further questions? Yes, please.
Yeah,
Yes.
what does the product actually do?
What is that?
What's the product? What does the product do?
Basically, the core of our product is that the tour operators can take advantage of the emerging opportunities within big data, so they can use this big data to create more commercially resilient services and create better consumer better experience for the travelers when they are traveling.
Is there a final question? Yes, please.
Like what we have developed are a couple of unique features that the tour operators can enable, but these are unfortunately things that we cannot say. But I can tell you one thing: it's just the simplest thing is, for example, if you are walking to the beach, your tour operator at the hotel, they can send you a push message. Now it's 3 sunbeds left. Do you want to book one when you're mobile instead of walking? Or they can build a lot. This mobile is opening a fundamentally innovation potential. That's why I started mobile 7 years ago. And you know, we really enable them to take advantage of this innovation potential within mobile, within social media. So they, you know, we are building a platform for they, so they can innovate, so they can create new services.
So Sean, what will it take for you to move to Reykjavik?
I probably would never move here, but I heard it's some amazing opportunities driving snow scooters up some mountains, and I would love to do that many times.
Welcome back. Thank you very much. Dear investors, ladies and gentlemen, the next company presenting today is Jibby from Reykjavik, and the company is being presented by its founder and chief executive officer, Mr. Helgi Gerhardsson. Welcome to Seed Forum.
Thank you, Einar. Investors and other guests. Jibby is an international internet office and live organizer for handling daily activities at home and at work. My name is Helgi Gerhardsson, and I've been a project manager for 15 years. I have a track record of on-budget and on-schedule delivery of projects. Our team of software engineers have done miracles for the last 2 years in the work on the limited funding that we have provided. Basis is our stable hosting company for the Jibby operation, and we have involved University of Reykjavik and HR re-engineering for further development. What separates Jibby from others? It's not only a project management system, not only a time registration, not only a Gantt chart tool or a Kanban board developer. It's not only a document control system or CRM system. It's not only a checklist paradise. I love checklists. It's not only a multi-level content manager or an organized chat forum. and not only simple to use and understand. No, it's a lot more. What are you doing every day? You are dealing with elements like projects, deliverables, tasks, to-dos, events, meetings, timesheets, information, IDs, memos, minutes, documents, mails, and blogs. And you're And you're using all kinds of applications, hundreds of them. Windows Explorer, File Manager, Facebook, Google Services, Outlook and mail clients, Word and Excel, Dropbox, Cloud, Basecamp, Asana, time trackers. These elements, the projects and the deliverables, they have similarities. Even though they're used in hundreds of documents in a similar common terminology, they have similarities. And they all have identity, name and tags, place in hierarchy. They have descriptions, time settings, statuses, priorities, costs and quantities associated, contacts and roles, links and attachments. And this is what Jibby is using. These common similarities for all these elements used in all these programs. We can create a uniform database for everything and handling it in a constructive way. This is Jibby. This is it. On the left you have a filter. In the center you have the data. And on the right you have the tools. And you have multiple tools for all kinds of handling of data. And we will add more. It's on the web. It's not a client-based software. It has all the controls of a normal software on the web. And you can create an information structure any way you want. What are we dealing with? All kinds of system, project management, customer relation, social collaboration, task and to-do management tools, calendar systems, and time registration systems, or any combination of the above. This is our competition. And the players can be Teambox, Basecamp, Easy Project, Podio, Asana. It's a huge market. More than 50 million users, 500,000 companies, institutions, and governments are paying for these services. Anywhere from $5 to $100 per user per month. It's a huge market. I can actually sit with my developers home, be happy with 10,000 users on this fee. But we want to grow. We want to be bigger than that. Our revenue model. Advertising, but mostly monthly subscription fees like I described. But we will provide customized Jibby solutions and develop them and service them. And there will be spin-off projects for Jibby. We will focus on, in the beginning, on small to medium service companies running multiple projects with many clients. We will be in the red for the first 2 years, and we will see the green in year 3, according to our projections. And for that we need 50 million Icelandic kronas. We will spend it the first 2 years. And this is the most important thing. We will spend it on making Jibby virally sustainable, so that it will expand into the future virally, not with push marketing. We will incorporate in shareholders' agreement liberal exit opportunities, and in 2 years we will examine funding for faster scaling. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there questions for Helgi? Questions, please. Any questions? Yes, please.
I have a question about the clients. Why, or in your projection, why would a company or an institution buy an all-in solution rather than selecting perhaps the best niche solution for its purpose?
Because you want to, my feeling is that you want to have an environment where you can have everything you're using around you.
You don't want to be using too many softwares to handle your everyday information. I don't, and a lot of people do not, and I see a trend towards providing everything in the solutions.
Further questions? Further questions? Do I see any hands? There is one. There is a hand. There is a hand. The same hand as before. Yes.
Quick one. One is Controlant what we have
Yes, it is. This was a list of 30 to 40 competitors. There are many. There are probably 100 or 200. This was just just log in and start using it, because it has been in operation for 1.5 years.
Is there a final question? Yes, please.
Maybe I missed this in the presentation, but what makes your product unique and different from the others, and how are you going to let the market know of its uniqueness?
This is, of course, the task now for our development and the marketing. We will use push marketing and development to create a virally sustainable product. We believe we have a good product. We will hone it in to become virally sustainable and sell itself.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. The next investment opportunity is Onmii from Oslo, Norway. Onmii is being presented by one of its founders, Eva Aunemo, and we are very happy that Norwegians are definitely coming to Iceland these days. Welcome to Reykjavik.
I'm a real show-off. I have 227 pieces of jewelry at home. I wear jewelry every single day. At home, it was a total chaos. It was everywhere in my house. Have any of you noticed today's fashion in jewelry? How does this fit into a jewel box? That is where the idea of Onmii came from. Have you ever Googled Onmii organizer? I have. You find thousands of homemade organizers worldwide. And that is why we want to present the Onmii organizing system. I will now show you a movie in the background while I'm telling you about Onmii. So far, Onmii is founded by 5 female Norwegian investors. The driving force behind the company is me, Eva Aunemo, and my colleague Gry Vigre. She's sitting over there, by the way. We are both economists. We have founded, managed, and sold businesses before. Onmii is a Japanese word. It means take care of yourself, or in English, Onmii. The product has won the Red Dot Design Award. 4,200 products from 57 countries participated in product design. Design expert Mr. Sack, the founder of the Red Dot Design Award, he explains, all products that has won a Red Dot Design Award has to convince an international expert jury of their quality. The products stand out from the masses with their excellent design and innovative approaches, and has proved their quality in one of the toughest design competitions worldwide. Onmii has also participated at the biggest trade show in Norway. The trend analyst Jakob Søndergaard from Denmark, he picked out Onmii as one of the hottest trend products. He said, Onmii is special with its organic shapes, lines, and its feminine touch. The color is perfect, transparent and white. The eye catcher is the jewelry attached to the flower on the board. you know. You understand the problem? That's Onmii. Developing Onmii, we solve a huge problem organizing fashion jewelry and accessories at home. You simply move the buttons around and attach the jewelry on the flower button that fits all kinds of jewelry. We have managed to combine a beautiful design with functionality. So, why are we here? It's beautiful, isn't it? Huh? We want to give women the chance to get their jewelry and accessories into order. How? By developing ingenious solutions that will come indispensable. I'm not finished. So far, we have produced these shapes of boards, all with flower buttons. And they are all designed by a Norwegian designer named Johan Verde. Here you see them in acrylic and also in bamboo. But based on feedback, we know that this is just the beginning of a great organizing system. The unique solution for organizing can be integrated in wardrobes, in bathroom interior. What about walk-in closets? The bedroom? We want also to produce other shapes with new materials. The urban way of living, also called living in a box, is very, very small spaced with smart solutions for organizing and furnishing. Women, we need organizing system, and we know how. No matter how small your box is, you need to organize fashion jewelry. But also, gentlemen, what about your ties? What about your glasses, sunglasses, scarves, and belts? We are in business. Onmii products are selling every day, but we want to take Onmii to the next level. We want to be top of mind when the architects are drawing the solutions. We want to be a part of what the stores offer the customers when they are looking for solutions for the new bathroom or bedroom. We want to be a natural element in walk-in closets. But of course, the customers can, like they are doing today, buy Onmii board and place it wherever it fits on the wall. As you can see, we have already invested someone in a company. We even got a startup grant from Innovation Norway. Now we need 600,000 euros for new investments. This is how we will use the money in the next 3 years to complete the next level of design for the new Onmii organizing system, to produce prototypes based on standard dimensions and with, of course, different materials. Design and prototypes of new elements for organizations. We need some new buttons, for example, for the ties, because we want to have solutions for all kinds of accessories. We have to participate in trade shows and furniture fairs, and of course, presentations to actual producers. Exit strategy: the international players and manufacturers of interiors, furniture, wardrobes, bathrooms. The Onmii organizing system will be as natural as a toilet in a bathroom. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Are there questions for Eva? Questions, please. Yes, please. Imagine this is a male asking.
Yes, it's perfect. It's the bottom. It fits into a konisk. What's the word? Konisk. The hole is konisk. What is the English word?
Yeah.
So it's no problem. It fits into a hole, but you need a wall with a lot of holes that is konisk, and you put in the flower button, and I can assure you, you can hang several kilos on that flower button.
Further questions? Follow up? Okay. Further questions? Any further questions? Yes? Yes, please.
Hello, thank you. I know my wife would buy this by the cases. Have you started selling it, and what are your current sales today?
We sell this pre-shape Onmii, this Onmii rectangle board, and also in bamboo. But we have not started to sell or produce. We have a lot of thoughts about how to organize, but we need money to start up, to use designers to find the correct solution.
Final question, is there? Yes, please.
I'm sorry, I don't understand the question.
Hva omsetningen din I dag?
Today we have sold 6,000 boards in Norway, and today we are selling it basically on internet.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Next investment proposal to be presented is SportHero from Reykjavik, and the company is being presented by its founder, Mr. Johan Johansson. Welcome to Seed Forum.
Hello. SportHero gives the children opportunity to create the sport memories. Actually, we started 4 years ago by manufacturing Icelandic football trading cards. We did that for 4 years. And at the same time, we started photographing children in sport. The children had the opportunity to go on the website after we have uploaded the picture there and create the pictures at the same look as the trading cards that they were collecting from the Icelandic football players and players also foreign players. They could purchase the pictures from our website as a poster or a picture. Last year we realized that we have over 90,000 pictures in our picture bank, and we start thinking, what can we do how can we use this picture to create something? And we came up with the solution that I'm introducing today, which is SportHero. Still, our target is the children in sport and their parents. As far as we know, this is something new, that the approach to the children and how they're collecting themselves is something new. What is unique about the idea is the children who participate in a football or handball or basketball or whatever tournament they're on, they trade themselves. They are the heroes. So they are collecting their friends and their opponents. And they love it. And the parents love it too. And today I haven't met any parents or kids who don't already love it by now. Our slogan is, be your own hero. The kids, they go to we provide the books for them, which is similar to that, 50 pages book associated with our sponsors. Our sponsors in Iceland, is Íslandsbanki and Danske Bank in Denmark, and our partners are Gylfi Þór Sigurðsson, a football player with Tottenham, and Christian Poulsen, who plays football for Ajax in Holland. The kids get the book for free. They have to go to the site and buy stickers to participate in SportHero. On the first page, we explain to the children how everything works on an easy way. Step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And also there is Gylfi and Christian Poulsen explaining how it is to be their own hero. And Gylfi as all Icelanders here knows, is a great example of a boy who became his own hero. The site is the first site that the children comes onto the book is their own site. They put their pictures on there, all the information about himself or her, and collect the pictures, stickers of the friends and colleagues on that site. If they don't have a picture, they give an autograph. Next 20 sites in the book are competing sites. There, if a team are playing to each other, they change stickers. You glue it down on the sticker book and write down how the game ended and all the necessary details on the left corner what happened in the game. For example, I scored, my best friend scored 2, and the other one, Scandal. The team has been working together for 4 years now, and we love what to do. Recently, 2 Danish gentlemen approached us and bought a share in our company. That's why we are going on in Denmark this year, in June. We are estimating to go in Scandinavia in beginning of next year. This year we are going to use it wisely to finalize all the product before we go on, and while we go in Scandinavia, we are also going to look on another marketing. We also have been started to create a SportHero community as a social networking system where children can make their own sport CV online with the pictures, videos, chat, and everything, which is quite popular today, as you know. We have a multiple revenue income that comes from the selling of the stickers, pictures, posters of all the products that we have and is available on the site. And we expect to turn over next year and grow fast. We are looking for about 20 million Icelandic kroner to use wisely on programming, marketing, advertising, mostly in Scandinavia. In the future, we see the possibility for international sport-related company who would like to invest in the company by using the pictures of the children to have their logo on the pictures, like we could see Adidas on that bank and Danske Bank on one of the pictures. That could be the possible exit plan for the investor who will invest in the company. The beauty of SportHero are the kids. They are their heroes. They have a role, they have a game, and most of all, endless memory of the career. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there questions? Questions, please. Yes, please.
As you know, when going global from being local, being a good team. So who's on your team?
I'm myself, the founder of the company. My name is Johan Johansson. I come from the hotel and restaurant business to start with. I used to run a popular restaurant here in reKode called Café Opera for many years. Later on, I started a real estate company that delivered and designed a real estate project. Somehow, that ended 2008. Still wonder why. We have a graphic designer, Hilmar Hilmarsson, who has been a graphic designer since '88. He designed all our products. We have Iris there, Friðsdóttir, who is a business and finance degree, and Kim Damkjær in Denmark, who is still, but almost finished, working for an entrepreneur company called the reTap as a sales and marketing manager. He's also a football coach for children and has a great connection in DBU, which is the Danish Football Union, and also organizer of the biggest football tournament in Denmark, who's sponsored by Danske Bank, which is our one of our colleagues there. Last year, 67,000 people attend on that tournament, football tournament. This year, probably 3,000-4,000 more. And all the kids who attend on those tournaments, they will have the books for free with a note. Please go onto our website and start creating your football stickers and start trading when you come to the tournament.
Are there further questions? Yes, please.
It's simple to copy, but by creating to be the first on the market is a great advantage.
Is it a final question?
And also to create the community is some part of to keep it all together and keep the children likes to be a sport hero instead of Ariras hero.
Final question goes to Einar Gunnar.
You're seeking 20 million. You already have some revenue, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you seeking equity at this point in time? You already have cash flow. Why don't you just go for a bank loan or a different kind of loan?
This is a promotion of Arion Bank.
Yeah, well, also it's our Iceland Banki, but we are trying to go ahead without involved banks in our concept by loan.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you. The next company presenting is from a beautiful small town on the southwestern coast of Norway, from Mandal. The company is Medontime, and the company is being presented by its founder and chief executive officer, Sven Seljom. Welcome to Iceland.
Thank you, Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, and should I probably say especially lady investors. You will not get to see the first slide yet because I'm going to take your picture just to show the people back home, especially my wife, that I'm actually working while I'm here in the beautiful Iceland. Look at all the important people I talk to, I can tell her. Yeah, you can talk. Well, I'm glad you laughed a little bit about that because I'm going to start off in a pretty gloomy perspective. 60% of those taking daily medication needs help administrating them. Surveys show that more than 30% of those receiving that help, even if they are receiving that help, gets erroneous medication. That's pretty harsh. This is, of course, Norwegian figures. It's probably much better in Iceland. Otherwise, it would be barbaric. Well, of course, we are descendants of the Vikings, so maybe we are barbarian to let this happen. What we do is to rectify that. We combine a prepackaged medicine with electronic control and surveillance. How does this work? Well, at first the patient, of course, seeks up his doctor and gets his prescription. The doctor then sends the prescription to a packery which will provide initially packaged medicine in pouches like this together on a roll. The idea is then that the patient or a caregiver tears off a bag at a time, opens it, and gives the patient the medication. However, it's still possible to take the wrong medication at the wrong time. It's possible to take one bag when you should have taken two, because sometimes medicine can't combine in the same pouch. So what we do is we load this roll of medicines into our dispenser. When the medication time is due, the first bag is presented to the patient along with an alert, a tone, a voice alert, flashing lights, whatever fits the patient really. If the patient picks up the medicine pouch in a reasonable time, we log that, but nothing else happens. If she fails to comply, an alert will go to the home care provider, a relative, or both. with this system, patients are able to cope, and they remain, therefore, well longer. And that's some of the core idea of modern home care, to keep people out of institutions. I mean, why is it so that, at least in Norway, we have a long time said that the quality of our home care, of our elderly care, is to put people in institutions when they get old, to have enough institution space for our elders. That's not quality. The quality is to keep them home and keep them well as long as possible. Using this technology and other technologies frees up valuable workforce to give real care. And of course, there is a saving here for the community, at least 150 euros a month per patient. We are two guys behind this now. We both have entrepreneurial experience, exit experience. We are dealing with sales, business and development, and of course are generally really great guys. Do we have competition? Yes, we do. I know at least of one company here in Iceland who are dealing in the same business. As far as I know, they have not yet gone to market, and so neither has any of our other competitors. And probably, I hope to meet. Are you here today from Eski? Yes, great. I hope to meet with you later. Maybe we can find some way to do business together instead of competing with each other. I mean, wouldn't it be great to make a great Nordic effort and take over the world? Well, there should have been an evil laughter there. There could, of course, be other ways to package medicine in the future. It's not very foreseeable, but of course it can happen. The market size in the Nordic countries is approximately 400,000 users. We are, in our prognosis, we are just using a penetration of 7%, just to be on the safe side. We think the market is the potential is much larger. We have two segments, rental-based and purchase, which of rental-based will be the biggest. The cost will be about 45 euros a month. This gives us a recurring revenue, of course. We have leasing opportunities, and we have a great predictability. The largest provider of this in Norway has already rented and paid for 100 dispensers on a year for a year, and that's pretty good as far as the dispensers themselves aren't there yet. We have an ongoing publicly funded project which will lead us to industrialization. We have a research project with our local university. So what we do need now is an initial 150,000 euros to finalize the publicly funded project towards industrialization. And then we need two other tranches, each of 1 million euros. So with a total of 2.15 million euros, we are on track. The equity will be spent on product finalization, organization build-up, and production of the first series of 400 units. The conservative estimate for the market penetration is, as I said, between 5% to 7%. That's conservative. This gives us an EBITDA of 5.6 million euros after year 3. The market is growing rapidly. There is a possible exit after 36 months through a trade sale to one of the large contenders in this market. Both Philips, Tunstall, Bosch and Abilia are trying to build up this kind of services, but so far they have concentrated on the infrastructure, not the actual machines and technology. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Are there questions for Sven? Questions, please. Yes, please.
So you actually have the lives of the patients in your hands, so when you make the box, because the box fails, it's not being sent at the right time, it's notified at the right time, it might create a dangerous situation. How do you make sure the technology is not fail safe, for example, in an outage, technical outage or something like that?
Yes, there are several ways to do that, but what we do is, now at least, is that we poll the machines on a regular basis so that they can report back that they are alive and well.
It's all alive.
It's alive.
Yes? Did you have... Okay. Further questions? Further questions, please? Yes?
Okay, so that's great. The largest dispenser, if I understood, the largest dispenser in Norway has made an order with you.
The largest provider of pre-packaged medicine.
But they've only bought 100.
Yep.
Why so few?
Well, I think they want to see us succeed with the finalization of the product before and they are not the actual customers either. Actually, they did this just to be able to give us some money from the marketing budget to help us get along. So they will not be the actual customers. The customers in Norway, at least, it will be the municipalities, the communes. That will be the customers in Norway. I don't know how it is in Iceland, but I think it's about the same model here. At least it is in the other Scandinavian countries.
Is there a final question? A final question? Yes, please.
One feature you could put in.
Is the question?
Have you thought about putting in a check to see if different medicines which have been prescribed to the same patient have bad interactions?
Yes, well, we don't have to think about that, at least not in Norway, because there are electronic prescription coming up to do that. So that every doctor, even if you visit a doctor who doesn't know you or have your journal from before, can check out that you don't have, as you say, medicines that don't mix. So we don't need to think about that. That's not our responsibility, really.
So Sven, to be very concrete, exactly when are you moving to Iceland?
Well, I mean, I can move next week if you find an interesting investor here. No problem.
You definitely have to bring your wife. Thank you.
Yes, she'll come along.
Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, the final 7-minute presentation today is from WhenGone from reKavik. And the company is being presented by its Chief Executive Officer and founder, Mr. Svein Kristiansson. Welcome to Seed Forum.
Before you start the time, can I first ask everybody to stand up for 10 seconds, because I'm last and I really want to have your attention. So just stretch, smile like if you want. That's awesome. Thank you guys. That's awesome. Okay. And it's okay. Well, thank you, Steinar. I'm here to present my company called WhenGone. Well, to best explain it, it's best I just tell you about how this company came to be. See, in the summer of 2009, I was diagnosed with having a bleeding brain tumor right in the center of my head, and doctors couldn't get to it. My condition deteriorated every day for 3 weeks, or up until July 29th, where there was this massive bleeding, and doctor said, well, this guy's not going to live another night. He has nothing left to lose. We have to try and do the surgery. And you know what? I got lucky. Smile. So, but to complicate things a bit more, at this time I had a 14-month-old son, and 2 weeks prior to my surgery, my wife gave birth to a newborn baby girl. But I was consistently reminded in that period that this might be the end for me. So they were far too young to know me, and they would not remember me. So I wanted to leave something behind for them to remember me when gone. So now, to make a long story short, now we have developed the system WhenGone. It's rebranded in Iceland as Ævispor. The system basically allows anybody to log on, write a message, record a video message, upload a file, tell the system who is the intended recipient, and when the user passes away, the messages get delivered automatically. The system has a connection to the National Registry in Iceland, so the user writing or recording the messages doesn't have to let anybody know what he's doing, and this is quite important. So we launched our beta for this in Kastljós a month ago, and we have currently 200 active users engaged in the system. Our business model is a subscription-based and multi-tiered, and we are expecting $40 per user per year in fees. Our uniqueness, well, I've been in this position and I found what was lacking, so I understand the need, and you can't really copy that. Another, we have complete automation in the delivery process of the messages, and that is also what makes us unique. No one else has that automation. Another thing, not unique, many are using this, but we have built the platform, we built our system on the Amazon Web Services platform, so it's highly scalable. It makes no difference for us if we have 5 users, 50 or 5,000. It's all the same, it just scales up. Well, I don't like to consider this a market, or people that might need the services. People over 50, people with children, people with in dangerous line of work, like law enforcement, peacekeeping, military service, or fishermen. Well, what we found out when users started using the system, when they were in video recording mode, they tended to freeze, not knowing what to say. So to solve this problem, we decided to make the system ask people questions while in recording. So we are now developing this add-on feature we have called Ivy Saga. In the core, it basically gives the user a series of questions, systematically going over his lifespan while in recording mode. And to better explain this, I have a short video.
Without any concern for her own well-being, she walked into a burning building and saved the lives of 4 strangers when no one else would. This is a photograph that has haunted me my entire life. That mysterious smile, those weary eyes. Who was she really? Did she have a good life? What would I have learned from her? She passed away shortly after I was born. I have no memory of her. She was my grandmother. Today, I have an opportunity that she didn't have. I can easily share my story and have it preserved for future generations. It's called Ivy Saga. It's an automated feature that helps me share my story on video. Upon entering the system, it was as easy as pressing a button. I cleaned up, turned off my phone, and made sure I had some time to myself. Once my image appeared on screen, I was ready to tell my story. I answered a couple of questions. One was about my childhood. Another was about my friends and family. In the process, I revisited some of my most cherished memories and all the things that defined me as a person. Now, my story is preserved. What will you leave behind?
Don't clap. I'm not done. Thank you. Okay, well, now let's imagine this. Let's take this part and rip it out of the system. It's a standalone feature. Okay, we can offer this feature as a white label value-adding service for life insurance companies to offer with the life insurance plans. They're already insuring our houses, our cars, our pets, our health, and even our lives, but no one is insuring our most prized possession. In the big picture, only thing that matters really. Why isn't anybody insuring our legacy? A recent study done by Alliance Insurance in the United States found out that 86% of baby boomers valued higher to inherit family values and knowing their legacy and family stories over money and possessions from their elders. That's 62 million in people in the US alone, and this is a huge gap. And I don't know, maybe I see I'm shortly running out of time, so I will swing over the slide, not go into individual CVs. We love what we do. That's why all 3 of them are smiling. I was caught at a bad time, and last summer we participated in Start Reykjavik and received $16,000 in funding from Arion Bank in seed funding. Since then, we have been receiving funds from the Icelandic Technical Development Fund. We have received the official support of Iceland's biggest patient networks, including the Icelandic Association of Heart Patients, the National Hospital, the Icelandic MS Society, and the Icelandic Cancer Society, that has offered to promote our services to their patients here in Iceland and to network us with the other Nordic cancer societies. So we need help. We can't do this all by ourselves, and we are now looking for $160,000 in seed funding that will help us finish the WhenGone system and get it ready for sale in Iceland. That'll so we are ready for launch in Denmark, Norway, Sweden, Finland, and the US, and it will help us create a working prototype of the Ivy Saga system. So we will be here outside and smiling, and I hope the most of you will swing by, leave your card or chat. So I will leave you this. Will we be a part of your legacy?
Thank you. This is the final opportunity to ask questions in the plenary session today. Are there anyone eager to ask questions? Questions, please. It seems that everybody is looking for the lunch. Any questions? Any questions? Yes. Yes.
Is great. Is $160,000 enough for you to develop a proof of concept and market launch across the Nordic countries?
No, it's not. This is merely meant to fuel 5 employees for the next 6 months. So this is just for the next 6 months. To get to the point of sales and ready for distribution, where we intend to go for another fundraising round.
Further questions? Further questions, please? Is there a hand up there? Yes, there is one. No, there is no one. Yes, there is one. Yes, please.
No, it's a good. It's a good question. Well, the user records a message or records his life story, assigns recipients to the message. When the user passes away, the system gets notified from the National Registry and waits 1 month. We learned that from talking to all the ministers at the National Hospital, that we should wait 1 month before releasing the messages. We release it out first via email with a secure link for the recipient to view the message in a secure location. If the recipient does not click on that link, he gets sent another email in 2 weeks, and if he does not click on that link, he gets sent a letter in snail mail to his to his address, telling him that he can access his messages through his online bank. So even though somebody else received the letter, he cannot access the messages.
Is there a final question? Final question. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's actually not a question. I just want to congratulate you on a really well done presentation. It's really cool to see a startup with so much ambition, the video, the whole quality of it, and your presentation was great.
Oh. Thank you very much. All right, thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in a moment we will have the free lunch today, sponsored by the Norwegian Embassy. And the only thing that stands between the lunch and you now is actually Arion Bank. Einar, Gunnar, Gudmundsson, the floor is yours, and thank you very much for hosting us today.
Thank you, Steinar. To begin with, I really want to congratulate Innovate and Clark on their merger. I think it is a fantastic move to improve and strengthen the entrepreneurial ecosystem here in Iceland. I will briefly just talk about investing in startups. This is a slide that we've seen earlier today, so I'm not going to really go through that. However, I want to put it into perspective into the Icelandic community. Now, the NSA and Frumtak are essentially, apart from business angels that are in the seed stage, NSA and Frumtak are pretty much the only investors today, at least, investing in early stage companies. Now, going into the more private equity market, we have some more players. Hopefully, we will even get more players into that stage. But going into more mature markets, we have the fund companies, also have the framtakssjóður, and of course the pension funds. However, we're always dealing, many of the people here are dealing with this environment here, and as of today, Arion Bank is almost the only formal investor in the seed stage through Startup Reykjavik. This I will not go into detail, but I presume that most people here, either as entrepreneurs or investors, know. But what I can say is that although I have been working primarily towards startups, one could say that the Death Valley, one would presume that the Death Valley would be the area where most companies are in need. However, I can say in my experience for the past 1.5 years working here at Arion Bank, this is the area where most of the people come to me and say, can you help us? It's on the growth stage where people like the companies presenting here today actually really need the cash to scale up. Now, as from the investor side, now what do you do when you are approached by companies? How do you go about this? You know, what kind of an investor are you? Do you embrace certainty, or do you embrace uncertainty? As most startups know, it's a road that is it's a path that is it's just difficult. It's difficult. But as an investor, what expectations do you have when you invest in those companies? Well, there are a lot of terminologies that both investors and entrepreneurs, they need to be aware of. What is a participation preferred? What is a right of first refusal? What is included in a shareholder agreement? How should a term sheet look like? What is a drag and tag along? Should we go into Series AA or Series A? What do those terms mean? So it's interesting to see that a lot of the investors that I speak to, they seem to be very interested in investing in startups, but the fact that they actually have capital doesn't necessarily mean that they know how to invest. So the terminologies that everyone has to be aware of is, it is very important to know those things, but in the end, regardless of the technology or the details of actually investing, let's not forget that it's really all about people. So as an investor, do you believe in the idea that's behind the company? Do you believe that these entrepreneurs, these founders, have the capabilities of actually executing the idea that they presented to you? And I will just leave you with that thought, because I think that in the end, although we need to be educated, both entrepreneurs and investors need to be educated about everything that's behind the stage, it's really all about people. So with those words, I thank you, and I will give Steinar the last word on some practicalities. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you very much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's soon time for perhaps even the most important thing today, the networking and the mingling session. I would, on behalf of Seed Forum Iceland and Seed Forum International, like to use this opportunity to thank the partners of the forum this morning. And I would like you all to give a very warm and great applause for our hosting partner today, for Arion Bank. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you also on behalf of Seed Forum International to Seed Forum Iceland, and I would like to invite you all to give a great applause to the newly appointed Seed Forum representative to Iceland, Christian Christiansson. Now, when Klak and Innovit has merged, there are new team members on the board. But I would also this time, as previous times, like specifically to emphasize the spider of the Seed Forum network, Maria, the organizer of many things. Thank you to all other partners. Thank you very much to the great keynote speakers traveling from all places around the world to come to the center of the world, to Reykjavik, Iceland. Thank you very much. I would also like to give this, use this opportunity to also invite you, dear investors, for those of you who would be interested to join other seed forums coming up in the soon future, if you would be so happy to be able to come to Seed Forum, particularly in London, hosted by the European Bank on the 23rd of April, which is the next upcoming forum. You're utmost welcome to come and talk to me in the networking session afterwards. If you would happen to be in New York on the 30th of April, in San Francisco on the 2nd of May, and all kinds of other places, you will all find them on the Seed Forum International webpage. We are very eager specifically to see you in London on the 23rd of April. Thank you very much. This forum is about energy and enthusiasm, networking and mingling. There is an evening reception hosted later today at 5 o'clock in the British Ambassador's residence, hosted by the British Ambassador as well as UKTI. We do hope to see all of you tonight there, as well as in a late night Seed Forum in Restaurant Reykjavik from 7 o'clock and onwards. We do hope to see all of you there. Now it's lunch, sponsored by the Norwegian Embassy. Thank you very much. And I would use this last opportunity to ask you all to raise up. Can you all raise up, please? Can you all raise up? And I would kindly ask you to give your hand to the one which is next to you. You can choose the one on the side you think is the nicest one, and let's kickstart the networking, and that is lunch.